Hello again, YouTube! This is Dr. Kendo, and I'm here with some Scribblenauts Unlimited. Just Unlimited today, but you can make any of the characters that we're doing today in Scribblenauts Unmasked as well, so never fear, you can just do that. We're gonna start off with a NAGA. A NAGA basically looks like Medusa in this game, and so I'm actually gonna remove all the little snakes on the top of the head, and so this is quite a new humanoid for me to work with, or I don't even know if I could call it a humanoid, but basically, it is a new character that I have not yet worked with in this series. And so what are we creating? I'll show the username of who requested it here, but we're creating Scales from Ninjago. So Scales is that, it's like a cobra-looking enemy guy. I've never, obviously I've never seen a Ninjago show or whatever, and I guess the reason I say obviously is just because I'm kind of getting up in age a little bit, and I don't have a lot of time in my life and stuff, and so typically a lot of my audience is really young, and they suggest things that I've either never heard of or just never played or seen before, and so this request actually still comes from months and months and months ago, and so there may or may not be a Ninjago game with Scales in it and stuff, but of course most people know that I only do the gaming related objects and requests and things, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys see kind of just what I'm creating here. You can see just what I'm typing and everything like that, and what shapes I'm using for the character Scales here. Instead of giving the usual play-by-play by voice, I do have something to address an issue that has come up. As far as my channel goes, I'm gonna slow down just a little bit. The reason, just kind of getting right into it and not beating around the bush or anything like that, is that everybody knows that I have a full-time job, my wife, a dog, music, voice acting sometimes, and I wear about, I would say, 10 to 15 different hats or skill sets just to run this YouTube channel. Because, for this, I not only have to play the games and capture it and all that, but I'm a video editor, I'm an audio producer, I make music for each one of the series, I do voice acting and stuff when it's Scribble Ventures, and just doing the commentating, it's the commentary. I'm a personality, I'm an entertainer, I am marketing, because I often market my channel. Lately, I haven't had a lot of time to do that, but that's another thing that I do. Social media management, and of course, PR style things, being a personality, commenting back to everybody else's comments. You get the gist of it, I'm sure. And so with all of that, basically, I'm kind of juggling three main things, I would say, is, it's my wife and dog, so like my family, quote-unquote, my full-time job, and then this YouTube channel. Those are kind of the main three things that I obviously hold the most important in my life and pay the most attention to. But one thing is that I've really been trying to juggle the plates, those three different plates, and I'm dropping them all the time. And so each one of them suffers, because I'm kind of sitting there juggling them all and trying to just do more for each one of those things, and obviously that means that as I'm multitasking them, the quality of each one kind of goes down because I keep trying to give more and more to each one. And so I would say over the last few months, especially since the summer, I've really been giving to my YouTube channel more than the other two. And by that I mean that for my free time, because obviously I go to work full time, 8 hours, sometimes more, or whatever. But what I'm saying is that just, I'm giving a lot of my emotions and a lot of my attention and a lot of my time to the YouTube channel, all the 10 or 15 different things that I do for it. So it's actually really not fair to my wife mostly and my dog. I feel like sometimes there are opportunities, and I can't throw myself completely under the bus because, my wife is obviously very busy as well. She's quite a busy person. She has like 4 different jobs, and she's going to graduate school right now, and she has a lot basically going on in her life as well. So by no means is this all just me or whatever that needs to change, but something I can do is give a little bit more to her and give more to my job, because those are obviously really important, adult things. So I'll get to where I'm heading with this in just one moment. I just wanted to say that, of course, we have our Scales from Ninjago here. I made it so that he will attack ninjas, and Scales is actually a prominent antagonist of the Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu show. He was actually originally a warrior who eventually went through some changes to become the Snake King, and he can apparently hypnotize others with his gaze, and I have it so that he'll attack ninjas, and the NAGA item in Scribblenauts actually freezes any character that it's battling, kind of like Medusa would, turns it to stone, So that's what the Naga will do, is that it will turn it to stone. So I just figured, hey, that may go along with the hypnotizing others with its gaze, I don't know. And Scales is actually trained in a form of martial arts that they apparently call Fang Quan Do. He seems to be really proficient with a number of weapons, including this Hypnobray or Hypnobrai staff that he's got, but arguably his most powerful weapon would be his mind, as he often comes up with plots to gain more power, and while he can seemingly use his intelligence to exploit his enemies' weaknesses, his skills are actually kept in check and get balanced out by his arrogance. This causes him to make mistakes that end in his defeat. So yes, those were little fun facts that I learned about Scales and stuff through my research. I always try to research the characters just so that I can have something to speak on here, and especially in case there's someone else out there that doesn't know about the characters, like sometimes I don't. So yes, I did give Scales his staff that we just talked about, but the thing is that I couldn't make it have the cobra thing over the mouth or whatever. Stamp space is one thing, but I think it's mostly just that the cobra, as you see, as his own head, Scales' own head, is sideways, whereas I would need it to be facing kind of more facing towards the camera, or facing towards us, basically, if I was gonna correctly do it really well. I also didn't have a lot of time because we have another object actually that we're gonna do here, and so we're gonna go ahead and start off for our second object with an angel and remove the wings and the head and things like that, put on an actor's head. Here's of course the person that suggested it. I'll throw that up on screen, the username, and we're gonna create Ichigo with sword. Ichigo or Ichigo, I don't know exactly where you should put the emphasis on his name, but it's a character from Bleach, the anime. Before I get back to my original point of everything I was talking about with my life, I should just, I guess, read the background facts and the fun facts about Ichigo here. So a very distinguishing feature for Ichigo is his spiky orange hair. It's actually a trait that he supposedly has been ridiculed about for many years. I've read that he actually will often wear shirts with the number 15 because his name is a homonym for that number. In his really young years, Ichigo considered his mother to be the center of his world. And at a very young age, Ichigo heard his father saying that his name means to protect one thing, which has instilled him with a strong desire to protect his mother. I guess after his sisters were born, he began attending a dojo so that he could also protect them too. Soon enough, the number of people that he wanted to protect keeps on growing and growing to where he would be risking his life for people that he knows and loves, of course, as well as complete strangers, actually. So he sounds like a good guy. But yes, I should just stop being so jumbled and get back to my original point here. I was talking about my life and things, and basically everyone should understand when I say that I need to kind of take a step back from doing channel things. This doesn't mean stop completely, but I do need to divert some more time back to my job and back to my wife, because nothing has really happened that's bad with my wife and things, but I do want to give her the attention that she deserves if she's ever free, and especially over the Christmas break. She has a break from grad school and things. She'll be working a bit more, but hey, with her being off for grad school and whatnot, I need to definitely pay attention to her. And I know that both of us could put some more free time towards each other, and believe me, we already do what we can for each other, so I'm not trying to say that anything is wrong with our marriage at all. It's actually probably better than ever, I would say, right now. But yes, her and my dog, that's one thing. But I've recently actually been having some trouble at my job. I don't need to get into too much detail, but there were times where, I'd be on my lunch break and I would take a little bit longer because I wanted to record something for the YouTube channel during my lunch break, and then I wouldn't be eating, and I'd be coming back a few minutes late, and they don't really say anything to me about a few minutes, but definitely if I kind of make it a habit and stuff, it doesn't show very well to my job, and that's a very serious thing, of course, and I take it seriously. So I think it's serious enough at this point to where I need to take a step back, and it may be at one point that I need to only do 2 Scribblenauts episodes a month instead of doing 4, because usually I upload them every Sunday, as you guys probably know and are familiar with, but it may need to be a bi-weekly thing where I do it on like the first Sunday of the month and then the third Sunday of the month or something like that. This will also maybe give me some time to actually finish Scribble Ventures, because that has been completely put on hold, and I definitely won't be getting it out at Christmas time. I'm even thinking it would be a miracle to get it out at New Year's, honestly, because right now it's just way on the back burner and stuff, and I had a We Fit You montage that I uploaded recently, and I'm also working on the 1 million views special video, and that's taking a long time because it's been put on the back burner as well. So you can see that basically I can't juggle all of these plates, and honestly no one should expect me to. I do think in positives, it's really very nice that everybody, you know, wants to see these creations and wants to see these videos and is getting such a kick out of them, you know, and enjoying them so much. That's really what they're here for, and that's part of, you know, what I'm here for. I really want to be good to you guys too. But obviously where my priorities should lie are first with those other two things that I cited, and then with the YouTube channel third. So I do hope that everybody understands, and I think if you are the nice and supportive subscribers, the ones that I actually want, instead of the rude people who maybe would be more on the selfish side, whom I don't want, then I'm sure that you would understand. So for now, what does all this mean? Basically, I'm not gonna put such strict deadlines on my shoulders and things for Scribble Ventures and for the 1 million views special, and we'll see where this goes as far as getting videos out on day one whenever a new game launches, because as you guys know, I really like to try to get a video out on day one for any Wii U titles that are first-party titles, mostly. So, for instance, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, that's actually gonna be coming out in February. That's actually going to be coming out February 21st, and so I may or may not get a video out on the day one of that game's launch, who knows. So if I can't get back to comments and stuff, you guys know I'm the reply guy, and so it kills me if I can't reply to you, but if I can't reply to you, please understand that this is also why. Or it's the Google Plus comment system. If you still haven't changed your Google Plus settings, then I won't be able to reply to you, literally, through the system. But that's neither here nor there. I'm sure you guys understand. I'll keep trying to put out some videos for you and everything. So far, I will say that I'll try to keep the Scribblenauts up every Sunday, but again, it may need to change, and I'm just kind of warning you guys that I really need you to be supportive and understanding if that does need to change to just 2 Scribblenauts a month. Again, not happening now, but it might in the future. And lastly, with all of these things, I have told everybody that I'm pushing requests back. Basically, I keep saying, you know, hey, I'm not going to be taking them for another, I said a year. At this point, it's about 9 months left if you were counting a year, counting it down basically to a year's time. It may be that I can never take requests like how I used to. I may just have it on a system that's kind of like a voting system or most popular system. So we may go to a democracy in the future for this. This is not how it is now, but maybe in the future I'll have some videos. Whenever a video gets uploaded, I'll see how many comments and thumbs up and stuff go on the comments for a particular object, and that would be the one that I would create in the following week. So it would be based on your comments and everything like that, not just taking every single damn comment that comes through, but taking the most popular ones that are requested most times for that week. It'll make more sense later if I do it then. Again, this is hypothetical. We'll see what happens. But really, I appreciate you guys, everything that you do, any positive comments, any positive words, and I will catch you on the next vid.
And thanks for viewing.
Down the road of twists and turns.